and welcome. Tonight we're pleased to welcome a group from Carver Elementary that's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would please come up, stand up next to the microphone, introduce yourselves, and then we'll let you lead us.
Hi, my name is Stacy Walsh. I'm the GT teacher at Carver and Sageville Schools, and today I brought along 7 members of our LEGO League team at Carver Elementary.
Hi, I'm Leah Lex, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Hallie Jewett, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Ashley Glenn, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Haley Breitbach, and I'm in 5th grade.
Why is that?
Hi, I'm Alex Winnicker, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Marcus Lights, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Camden Actioner, and I'm in 5th grade.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark, did you watch the game
you.
last night?
Thank you very much.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
Look at this one.
He's a true blue flame. You're like that.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on October 13th and the strategic planning session on October 27th, 2014, as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on October 13th and the strategic planning session on October 27th, 2014 as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Board salutes, Mr. Prohaska.
Yes, I'd just like to mention a couple things. Congratulations to our band, choir, and orchestra musicians. We've had numerous, and their directors. We've had many, many students selected to participate in All-State Music Festival. It's an indicator that our this portion of our arts in our school system is very alive and very good. I want to mention also there was a little feedback comment about they had the marching band festival at Dalzell Field. I'm not sure exactly how, a couple weeks ago I believe. And very many positive comments from visitors, etc., concerning having a facility available for marching band festival. So thanks to you previous board members for arranging that.
Sure thing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Prohaska. Any other board salutes?
I move Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I would like to invite at this point anybody in the chambers here that would like to approach the board and discuss a topic.
I move the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda. Are there any board members who would like any of the items in the consent agenda pulled for further discussion? All right, not hearing any. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right. Looks like we have
Facilities.
Facilities Support Services Committee report. Ms. Siegert.
Yes, we have a few motions here. I move that the Board of Education approve the resolution fixing the date of sale of approximately $15,960,000 school infrastructure sales, services, and use tax revenue bonds, Series 2015, approving electronic bidding procedures and approving the official statement.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the resolution fixing the date of sale of approximately $15,960,000 in school infrastructure sales, services, and use tax revenue bonds, Series 2015, approving electronic bidding procedures and approving the official statement. Roll call vote.
Mr. Barton?
Aye.
Mr. Byteen?
Aye.
Mr. Donahue?
Aye.
Mr. Prohaska?
Aye.
Ms. Ryan?
Aye.
Ms. Seeger?
Aye.
Mr. Strelo?
Aye.
Okay, I move that the Board of Education approve the district's request for the Iowa School Budget Review Committee for allowable growth for increased enrollment in the amount of $357,525 and LEP in the amount of $44,866.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the district's request to the Iowa School Budget Review Committee for allowable growth for increased enrollment in the amount of $357,525 and LEP in the amount of $44,866. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
I move that the Board of Education approve change order number 10 to Ports and Construction Inc. on the Kennedy Addition remodel project in the increased amount of $2,983.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve change order number 10 to Ports and Construction, Inc. on the Kennedy Addition remodel project in the increased amount of $2,983. Any discussion?
Bill, do you just want to give us the, I know it's a small one, but worth hearing.
Good evening, everybody. Just to remind you, I'm happy to tell you this is the final change order for the Kennedy project. It adds $2,983 to the project, and the cause is additional lighting to meet the code requirements and re-inspection fees for the elevator. I'd also like to take just a real quick second and remind you that after the bids were received on February 13th of 2013, the Kennedy project started with a revised budget of $6,391,000. Taking all change orders and soft costs into consideration, including the one you have before you, it looks like the project's going to close out at approximately $6,245,000, about $146,000 under budget. We're real happy with the project, and we'll work over the next couple months to close the project out. I believe it's a success.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
All right. I move that the Board of Education adopt the following resolution for final acceptance and closing final project costs for the public improvement contract with Clower Development Corp., DBA, Clower Construction Company, whereas on March 10, 2014, Dubuque Community School District entered into a construction contract with Clower Development Corp., DBA, Clower Construction Company of Dubuque, Iowa, contractor for the construction of certain project improvements generally described as the Central Kitchen Loading Dock project, and whereas on July 15, 2013, Dubuque Community School District entered into a contract with Anderson Design and Consulting, Inc., architect, for architectural engineering design services associated with the above project, and whereas on September 15, 2014, architect filed a certificate with Dubuque Community School District certifying that the contractor had substantially completed the construction of said public improvements in accordance with the terms and conditions of the contract and plans and specifications. Whereas the architect has now submitted subsequent report change order bonds and pay application to Dubuque Community School District recommending that the project be accepted by the district as finally complete. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Dubuque Community School District, Section 1, that said reports and documents of the architect are hereby adopted and approved. Section 2, that said public improvement is hereby approved and accepted as having been fully completed in accordance with said plan, specification, and form of contract. Section 3, that the total contract cost of the improvement yet payable under said contract with Clower Development Corp., DBA Clower Construction Company is hereby determined to be $6,177.71. Section 4, that $6,177.71 of the total contract cost yet paid shall be retained for a period of 30 days following the board's action to finally accept this public improvement project pursuant to the requirements of Iowa Code 573.14. If at the end of the 30-day period claims are on file as provided, the Dubuque Community School District shall continue to retain from the unpaid funds a sum equal to double the total amount of all claims on file. The remaining balance of the unpaid fund, or if no claims are on file, the entire unpaid fund shall be released and paid to the contractor in accordance with Iowa law.
Second.
Welcome to the facility support service.
You're almost as exciting as Barton.
It sounds a lot better. It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education adopt the following resolution for final acceptance and closing final project costs for the public improvement contract with Clower Development Corp. DBA Clower Construction Company for the Central Kitchen Loading Dock Project as read. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Do you want me to make the motion?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we'll just,
I move that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report. Mr. Kelleher?
Good evening, board members. I'm Superintendent Ryan Gann. A couple of pieces of information I just want to bring to your attention in the quarterly budget. First, on, I believe, page 153 and 154 of your packets, you will see the amounts, we have budgeted amounts in for the fiscal year. The amount in the general fund, just to bring back some memories, that's the amount eligible that we have in the system to spend in the general fund for this year. Historically, we've not spent all of those dollars that have been listed as the grand budget amount for the general fund. We historically don't spend $4 to $5 million less than that amount. We have carryovers in building budgets, carryovers in grants. So the amount you see is probably not the total amount we will spend. It will be, like I said, $4 to $5 million lower than that number. Second item I want to bring to your attention is on page 158 of your packet. Has to do with the reference to property taxes. You will see we've collected about 48% year-to-date on that, and the reason that number is so high just through the month of October is because property taxes, a majority of them come in the September and October month, half of them, and then the other half come in March and April. Some periodically flow through in between those two periods, but a majority of our property tax dollars come in those 4 months. And I think if you look at the rest of the funds for property tax revenue, you'll see it's running about 48% as well. That's all I had for discussion topics, unless you had another question.
Any questions for Mr. Kelleher? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. All right, that brings us to Ed Programs Policy Strategy Committee report. Mr. Prohaska.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have the...
Mr. Kopitz, are you going to give a presentation? You want me to give the recap here first?
No, come on up, Rick.
No.
If you would.
Amy. So the recap of the early retirement that we presented to the Ed Programs Committee deals with some changes to the early retirement package. Traditionally, annually, we offer early retirement incentives for everybody, but we have increased those incentives this year in that anybody age 55 to 60 who normally would have got a percentage package increase has got an additional 30% of their salary increase this year. Traditionally, that's gone from 30% down to 5%, depending on the age, from 60 down to 55. So if you're age 60 and you normally would have got 30%, you're going to get 60% of your salary. In addition to that, we've added some cash incentives for people that are in the age range of 58, 59, and 60. If you are 60 years of age and have 15 years of service to the district, you will receive, in addition to that 60%, a cash incentive of $15,000. Again, the purpose of early retirement is really purely budgetary. All the early retirement is paid out of the management fund. That management fund, as Kevin has told us, has got a very healthy balance right now. So all of those funds for those retirees is going to come out of that management fund. The good news about that is because the fund is in such good shape, the levy will not change in the management fund at all. So it won't increase taxes. This particular decision will not increase the taxes in any way, shape, or form. So that's a positive. The other thing that it does is it will free up some general budget dollars for us. Anybody that takes this early retirement incentive, on average, we save about $23,000 for every person that we replace. So depending on how many people take this early retirement, we know that we will net out, on average, about $23,000, and that'll be money that will allow us budgetarily to keep the general budget in good shape as far as that's concerned.
And that amount diminishes over time, but it has more than just a one-year impact. We know that difference is maybe $23,000 the first year and $20,000 and $18,000. So over time, and of course, anybody we don't replace, that's a much more significant savings. And of course, we are again paying for the retirement incentive out of the management levy, freeing up dollars in the general fund. With the budget as it is, we do this from time to time, and it's a great budgetary tool.
Mr. President, let me make a comment. I know in years past we've varied this program depending on budgetary issues that you've raised, but it's always a bit of a double-edged sword because we're also ushering out a population potentially of our most experienced teachers, and yet trading them in for younger front end of their career. So it's not done lightly. It's not something that's just budgetary in nature. There's consideration as to how many people are in those age groups and the impact on our overall teaching staff. So I think it's important for the public to know that it's not an arbitrary decision. It's a very thoughtful decision, and it's one that tries to respect both ends of the spectrum, the new teachers coming in as well as those who are retiring.
Absolutely. And as the person who has to help replace those folks, I understand exactly what you're saying.
It's a sound business decision, as you mentioned, but it is. We do lose some great folks when this happens, but we hire some great folks and bring them up on board. So,
and I would add that I think certainly we have a responsibility, obviously, from making sure that we have a sustainable and as much as we can a balanced budget. But I think you wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to remind people that what we're trying to stem in terms of a downward trend relative to the budget is a function of funding. And we've talked many times at this table about how the action taken last year by the state in granting 2+2, and all the math teachers in the room would normally say 2+2 is 4, but it did not. 2+2 is not 4 relative to the way that the state funded education last year. And so I think that explains the aggressive stance that we're taking on early retirement, and I absolutely appreciate Mr. Byteen's comments, because I think I made the same comments at the committee meeting, that it is a double-edged sword, a kind of a bittersweet kind of situation, but one that we find ourselves, we've got to protect this place for the long haul, and I think this is one of the steps we're trying to take in order to do that.
Absolutely. One of our responsibilities as administration and the board is to make sure the budget stays healthy. The reality is, and we'll get into this when we talk more about our legislative agenda in a month or two, that not only did we have a 2+2 year, we also had a 0 year. And if you look at the time value of money, today in public education in Iowa, we have about 11% less buying power than we did in 2009. And so we make moves like this periodically to balance that budget. The alternative would be to have 11% larger class sizes and 11% fewer, put 11% less gas in the bus, those sorts of things. So we have to take these actions to continue to balance the budget. So we're glad to have this tool, and we're glad we can pay for it out of the management levy.
I remember being in the room, it was either 12 or 13 years ago. We've always had an early retirement incentive of some kind, but if I have my history straight, one year after much discussion, we said, we really should sweeten this pot, because there were a couple of years back then where we had like a $500,000 mid-year cut, and we had to do something. One of the comments brought up in the room was, well, we don't want to insult our most senior teachers by making them feel not wanted. The overwhelming response from our most senior teachers was insult away, insult away. We're happy to take the opportunity to consider the offer. That's right.
And that's what they're doing. They're considering, I mean, they have to make those decisions.
It is, it's a
Certainly not
choice.
trying to.
And I don't know if you pointed it out, but this probably, as you mentioned, this is the best incentive ever offered by the Dubuque School District.
We have 101 teachers who qualify, so it can make a significant budgetary impact if you would figure whatever percent you want, knowing that it's $23,000 per person. You can do the math, but there's significant savings in that which doesn't impact or erode the program we offer.
Okay, I move that the Board of Education then approve the 2014-15 early retirement incentive for teachers, counselors, and nurses as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the 2014-15 early retirement incentive for teachers, counselors, and nurses as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that brings us to new business.
Move the Board of Education appoint Tammy Ryan as IASB Legislative Delegate.
Second.
This is a highly prestigious.
I know,
highly
nobody else wanted it. I said I'd drive early.
You actually get a sash. So
Oh, okay.
I vote no.
And some cookies. All
Okay,
right.
for the cookies.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education appoint Tammy Ryan as the IASB Legislative Delegate. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes, I would like to be opposed. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Okay,
The motion carries, and we thank Tammy for that role.
no problem.
I move the Board of Education approve the American Education Week proclamation.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the American Education Week proclamation. Let me read that. Whereas public schools are the backbone of our democracy, providing young people with the tools they need to maintain our nation's precious values of freedom, civility, and equality. And whereas by equipping young Americans with both practical skills and broader intellectual abilities, schools give them hope for and access to a productive future. And whereas education employees, be they substitute educators, custodians, teachers, bus drivers, or librarians, work tirelessly to serve our children and communities with care and professionalism. And whereas schools encourage community, bringing together adults and children, educators and volunteers, business leaders and elected officials in a common enterprise. Now therefore, I, Michael J. Donahue, on behalf of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education, do hereby proclaim November 16th through the 22nd, 2014, as the annual observance of American Education Week, signed this 10th day of November 2014. And timing is, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and Tammy Deere has just got off the red eye and has
We were a little worried, Tam.
landed. Her timing is impeccable. I'm sure you heard me read the entire proclamation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I see. It should have been, I should have gave a report first.
No, it's okay.
Mr. President, I move the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to students 711980 and 803137 at this time.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to students 711980 and 803137 at this time. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Any board member issues to raise?
I don't necessarily have an issue, but at the Ed Programs Committee meeting, we learned about the new behavioral support teams that are at several of our schools, and I think we're off to a really good start. We had one principal talk about how already this year he's had 5 instances where he would have referred kids to Hillcrest, where they've been able to keep the kids on campus and work through the behavioral issues. And there's a lot of stuff going on with the positive behavioral intervention supports and other good things going on in the district. So I for one, am very encouraged by this, and I just hope we keep moving and keep pushing and get it going in more and more schools and get more and more people involved in it, because I think it's critical to our success and helps solve a lot of the problems that the district has really at all levels.
Thank you.
And I also just want to take off on that ed programs meeting just a little bit to add some of the other items that we were discussed. We discussed, like, we had presentations about the TAP program, which is a transition for students from school to work. We also had a presentation on the professional development for our paraprofessionals. And we also had the team a chance of meeting, and this is maybe a very significant thing to add on to what Matt said. We had a chance to meet our social emotional intervention team. And so they're a bunch of basically a lot of new employees, and they're doing a great job.
One thing I would add to that, it was mentioned in the meeting that we thought we had a home for them and only to need to use that classroom elsewhere. It was determined this morning that there is a classroom space available at Audubon, so that team will be located at Audubon as well. So one more step forward.
Very talented group of people, so thank you. Let's see. Administration.
No issues at this time.
Okay. Preview of the upcoming board meeting.
We have a normal board meeting on December 8th, and we followed a few days later on December 11th with a work session of the board, where we will kind of a rescheduled one to take place after the Iowa Association of School Board meeting, which many of you will be traveling to next week, and hearing what's happening in other urban education network schools, as well as schools of all sizes at the Iowa Association School Board. So give us a good opportunity to just discuss where we are in relation to others, as well as think big about the future. So it'll be a key date.
Great. All right. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you, and we are adjourned.